It's just me and you. It's just us. Don't. What's the matter? Hi, welcome to FiberLoveDiary. I'm Trish if we haven't met, and if we have met, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. It's finally spring here in Michigan. I'm pretty excited, and we're having a thunderstorm, so I don't know if you're gonna hear thunder or what, but we're all gonna be surprised. First of all, you guys, the last video, holy cow, your reaction totally blew me away. I cannot believe how many of you were like, how do I get those mill ends? I owe you an apology. I forgot to put the link in. I had gone to Etsy to get the link and the mill end listing was down. So I contacted Sherry the next morning, and I just, because it wasn't there, I just forgot, because you know. And so I contacted Sherry the next morning after I got like literally what I would consider a bit of a flood of emails, considering how many people actually watch my videos. And I got a couple messages in other places. So I contacted Sherry and asked her, well, basically I just told her that you guys wanted to buy them, and she got them up within the next hour, and then I put that link back out and responded to those of you who asked. And then I know at least one of you bought a bunch of fleeces, and then there's another one of you who did express to me that you were planning on buying one coming up here soon. So it's exciting. I love it. I hope you guys are all thrilled with what you get. Ooh, but don't forget that the mill ends are a pre-order, so they will not ship to you until she gets them in. I know I said that in the last video, and I think it actually says it in the Etsy listing as well, but she and I had just like a quick exchange about it, and I just want to make sure everybody knows. This video is actually about weaving and how I've been struggling, and kind of how that whole situation got resolved. I am weaving again. I know, it's exciting, right? If you watched the weaving video where I was like, hey, you get to watch me struggle really bad trying to make double width weaving on a rigid Heddle loom. I'm not gonna go back through how to do that, especially if you're not a weaver. You're gonna be like, huh? But the yarn that I used for warp was this. Okay, so I was just trying to learn how to do double width. I had never done it before. I had watched a couple videos, and I think I made a few mistakes. Number one, the first time I tried it, I didn't need to warp the whole width of my loom. I have a 32-inch Ashford rigid Heddle loom. It had 2 Heddle blocks on it. So, and when I say 2, I don't mean one on either side. I mean 2 on both sides. So it would hold 2 Heddles at once. And I did not know that that was like the old setup for Ashford. I went ahead and warped the whole thing, and I was really struggling with it. I'm actually gonna link that video below. It's funny because, I don't know, if you're not a weaver, you might not realize that I'm struggling. I don't really know how bad it looks or how good it looks. I'm still a really new weaver. I've probably made less than 10 projects. I warped the whole thing, so that's 640 ends because it's 10 per inch, 32 inches, but it's double the width. And the warp that I used, because I was just learning, I used this cone of acrylic out of my stash that I got for machine knitting, which I don't really do anymore unless I'm making a sock blank. But anyway, I never would have imagined it, but it was like super sticky, sticking to itself. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I can actually feel it gripping the other strands just doing this. It was like crazy. So you're trying to open extra sheds with this yarn that's literally doesn't want to separate like that. It was not good. And I was really frustrated. So I went to a Ravelry forum for rigid Heddle looms, and I was like, you guys, okay, so this is my problem. This is what's going on. Is it me? Is it my setup? Did I do something wrong? And someone said that Ashford now makes a double Heddle block. So it's a single block that holds 2 Heddles. So I had a gift card from Amazon for Christmas that the kids gave me, and I used that to order myself the double Heddle block where that's just in one block, because the person said, I think your blocks are too far apart. And I don't even want to try to explain why it's a problem, but it makes it hard to create all 4 of the sheds that you need because they're like way far apart and they're holding each other's threads up. The ones, I don't know, you guys, how do you explain this? So I was like, you know what, it does make sense. So I ordered it. So I'm gonna just show you the process of trying to put the Heddle blocks on while the weaving was still on, because I thought, oh yeah, this will solve my problems and then I'll just keep going. And I will say it kind of did solve my problems. It made the sheds so much better. It made the whole thing a lot less not confusing, but a whole lot simpler, really. It doesn't make sense that it's simpler because you're still doing the same motions, but it was creating a better shed, I guess, just because the Heddles are closer together.
If you watched the other video, you probably saw me take the Heddles off the blocks and actually operate them manually, but you can see here, like, I'm getting a shed right away, and it was a big relief. And I'm just going to show a couple of pics and how much better it was, but it did not solve that sticky yarn problem, unfortunately. Okay, I've decided to cut this warp off, and I've mentioned to you guys that it's like super sticky, but I want to show you how sticky it really is. I finally fixed the other problem, but like this has just been through a shed right here, and I want to beat it and look at, can you see these right here? I went like this and it's literally stuck because this warp is so sticky. I'm really pulling and I can't because this warp is so stuck together. So I'm just gonna cut it off. It's very depressing because it's a big waste, but I can't deal with it. It's just, it's making weaving miserable. So I'm gonna cut it. Whoa, hey, I missed one. All right, and then at least you guys will get to see this part. Oh my God, isn't that cool though? Dang it. I went a long way. Oh, wow. Maybe I'll do it again sometime with a black warp that doesn't stick together.
Seems like most people don't want to warp their whole loom, slay their whole loom, tie on all those ends and everything, and then just have to cut it all off and have a bunch of waste. Like, that's kind of a bummer. But I do knit with a lady who always takes my warp waste because she uses it in her own weaving. So I saved it all for her. It's not all gonna go in the trash. It's just a lot of work to cut off and throw away. However, I did actually really like the cloth I got. And you know how I said I was just trying to learn? So I used, I won't say scrap, but it was like something that was sitting in my stash that I didn't really know if I was ever gonna use. It was this black acrylic tweed, and that's what I used for the warp. But then for the weft, I was taking sock yarns leftovers and I was like winding them on and alternating the colors back and forth. You guys, I kind of love it. I'm finding out that when I use black for warp, all the weft looks good. So, like, I'm not mad at it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm really actually glad that I cut it all off. Everything's going so much smoother with my loom now. I have woven a whole project, which I filmed, and I'm gonna show you because I have a super exciting thing that goes with that weaving project. I don't wanna give away too much, but it's really cool. And then, I'm about to warp for a bunch of dishcloths. I need new dishcloths, you guys. So I'm gonna film it because it seems like people really are into the dish towels and the dishcloths. I think it's fun, and I think it's fun to get people's feedback and hear what they have to say about the process. I am excited to have you guys here with me on this weaving journey. I am really appreciative that so many of you encouraged me, even though I was like, holy crap, this is annoying and frustrating. Why can't I get it? And I am gonna try and do double width again later, but I think I'm gonna just try it on a narrower part of the loom. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I know a bunch of you are weavers. Like, tell me, what is a better way to learn it? Or is it just better to just like live my life and weave my dishcloths and my scarves and my towels and that kind of stuff and just don't even worry about it? I mean, I guess I am all about that weaving life now because I'm pretty well into it. I feel better. I feel more like I'm a weaver, even though I'm a very beginning weaver. And I appreciate you guys all encouraging me. All right, so I'm about to use randomnumbergenerator.org to pick the winner for the May giveaway. I'm actually gonna post a link below that shows everything in the giveaway. The May, I got the month right, you guys. The May Paradise box is in this giveaway, as well as the cutest bumblebee bag, the Buzzy Bees bat to spin, and I made a little something to go with it that I'm gonna send along as well. I am the worst with that kind of thing. I'm like normally the person who's just like, wrap that stuff up, get it in the mail, because I do not want to hold you guys up. And the last time I sent a prize out, I tried to send a card with it, but I couldn't get to the cards because I told you guys our house was like torn up. We had stuff happening in the kitchen, stuff happening in our living room. Our house is like packed in weird ways and pulled apart, and I couldn't get to the box that has all the cards in it in our guest room. So I'm about to pick a winner, and it is number 36. Okay, sorry, I had to go upstairs and look at the spreadsheet. So the winner for this month is Scrap Fair Knits. So please email me, My email is in the description box below. It's neverendingknitnight@gmail.com, all one word. And you win. I will mail your prize out in the next couple days. I will be back with you later in the week. I am working on carding that heathered sweater that I dyed. And also I have a bunch more. What are you crying about? What?